Welcome to Growth Happens in the Dirt, a journey through brain injury, recovery, and the science of healing. Chapter 9, Mindset. Love is patient, love is kind. Corinthians. When you start feeling better, the risk is doing more than your brain can cope with. I was extremely fixated on my physical health, and my mood started to go downhill. All I wanted to do was to work on healing my brain rather than any other daily task. I started to lose patience with anyone who was disrupting my newfound self-improvement focus. I was doing the work, but the work was too much, and my brain started to struggle again. My parents would visit on tenterhooks, not knowing what mood I was going to be in. My kids would cuddle up beside me, not knowing when I was going to lose my temper. Friends reached out, trying to understand and offer me empathy, but no one knew the personal hell that was happening inside my head. I wanted to get better, but I wasn't there yet. I looked healthier on the outside, and I was doing more in my day, yet the bunny was on a slow boil to destruction. After 6 weeks of following my military lifestyle, it was my nephew's birthday. I still wasn't driving, as my glasses hadn't arrived, but I wanted to attend the event. The normal routine was that my energy would bottom out after a few hours of being awake. So after my sleep in the storage cupboard, we went to celebrate as a family. As we pulled up the driveway, there were 7 other parked cars, and immediately my heart started pounding. I had not been around that many humans since my hospital stay, and humans I didn't know. As I got out of the car clutching my nephew's gift, the laughter coming from within was extremely loud. My anxiety climbed. I kissed my in-laws, put the present on the table, and found a quiet spot outside to blend into the background. The reverberation of the children playing on the trampoline ate through every nerve in my body. I must have looked relatively normal because another mother came up to me extending her hand. "Oh, hello, I'm Sam. Who are you?" I smiled meekly and told her I was the mother of those 2, pointing to mine. She asked with the most beautiful smile, "What do you do?" I felt my brain freeze and shrink, my palms hot, clammy and cold all at the same time. I blinked. My breathing was short and fast, like a trapped animal. Head pounding, like glaring into my eyeballs like death rays. I had nothing. Literally nothing. No answer, no social grace, nothing. My eyes filled up with tears and I said to her, "I'm sorry, I've had a brain injury and this is too much for me. I've got to go." I quickly found my husband and asked him to drive me home. Lasting just 10 minutes at the birthday party, I went home to the cupboard and cried, feeling like I would never be normal again. My diet was better, my exercise was improving. I was doing the rehab exercises and seeing the specialists weekly, but emotionally, I felt fractured. Tool. Go to your ledge, but watch for symptoms. If I could go back in time and speak to my concussion self, I would tell her to watch for symptoms. Know that every time you add in something new, you can become symptomatic again. Even though what you may be doing is helpful, the key is to go to your ledge until you notice triggering and then rest. The process of rehabilitation is like teaching a child to walk again. There are going to be stumbles and moments where you want to quit altogether because every day can feel hard. On those days, you need more rest. Take a brain break and acknowledge how far you have come. Tool, social engagements. When you are first starting to do human again, please know that it is normal to struggle. Your brain is working differently. It may be slower. Noise and conversation can tire you out. Even if you are feeling really well, find out about the situation before you go. Things that may help. 1. Be honest with people about your experience. 2. Set a time limit on social interaction. 3. Wear clear silicone earbuds to help with noise. 4. Wear a peaked cap and sunglasses to reduce triggers. 5. Make sure you are well rested prior to attending. 6. Take a safe person with you and let them know if you are feeling triggered. Tool, journal. Writing or using a voice recorder can be a beautiful way to unpack what emotions you are feeling. Getting into a daily habit before bed or first thing in the morning can help to offload any negative thoughts. Because it is scientifically proven that gratitude is beneficial for the brain, it will help you to start to journal 3 things you are grateful for in the day. Byron Katie created a series of questions to help you navigate negative thoughts. When you have a negative recurring thought, you can journal using these 3 questions. The example thought may be, I'm never going to feel better. Question 1, is it true that I will never feel better again? Your answer may feel like yes. Question 2, do I absolutely know without a doubt that it's true? Your answer this time is likely to be no, because you don't know this with 100% certainty. 3, how do I feel when I think this thought? Pretty crappy, right? 4, how would I feel if I didn't think this thought? Better, I'm sure. What is the opposite of this thought? Look for a possible answer. It may be every day in every way I'm getting better and better, or I'm better than I was in the beginning. And then what evidence do I have that this new thought could be true? And what I would suggest is to always look back to your lowest point in your brain injury journey. Are you still as bad as you were? Or have you made progress, but you're just not seeing it? The brain glasses. The day my new brain glasses arrived in the mail was the biggest gift of my life. As the seasons shifted from autumn to spring, the murky grey day was illuminated with the neat little package. As I put on the amber-tinted lenses, my brain sighed. I kid you not. The world was suddenly on a tilt to the left, and immediately my mind relaxed. Oh, the excitement, the happiness. I felt as though this was it. I was back into it again, and I could drive. Superwoman was back in full throttle. The very next day, after months of doing pretty much nothing, I decided that I would exercise, do my rehab, drive into town and back, do the shopping, pick the kids up from school, and do dinner. My husband suggested that he could pick up the kids for me and I could just do the shopping to ease into it. Oh, he was doubting my superwoman abilities, so I quipped, okay, fine. If you don't trust me, you get the kids and I'll drive into town. Yet, as I sat at the intersections again for way too long, cars mounted up beeping behind me. I couldn't navigate a right-hand turn as the oncoming traffic looked as if it was travelling faster than my ability to find a gap. I pulled into the car park at the supermarket in a very crooked manner and got my trolley. Word for the wise who know nothing of brain injury, the supermarket is like hell on earth for someone with sensory issues. Too many colours, Too much stuff, too many humans, and way too many fluorescent lights. Bad move, Mrs. Jolly, bad move. Immediately, my anxiety climbed into overdrive. I had a written list, and underneath my baseball cap and amber-tinted prism lenses, I was tenuously holding sanity together. My grip on the trolley was moist, and the flutter of my heart synced in with the humming of meat refrigerators. My brain screamed, "Get me out of here now." I sped round the aisles. The normal foods I bought had moved position in the supermarket. The brain started to boil the bunny. Inside my head, a conversation began screaming. Have prices gone up? How can anyone afford this food, and especially healthy food, when the prices are what they are? Can that person go any slower? Are you serious? Get the out of the aisle. You're talking now in the aisle. Can't you see I'm going to explode? Move! I need to get some tuna. In that moment in the supermarket with 100 other humans present, I was going to lose my shit. The emotion whirled within my brain like a small dinghy in a storm. I opted for defeat. With only half the list covered, my eyes filling with tears as I arrived at the checkout. A young girl served me politely, asking, "How's your day?" I kept my head down and managed a normal response. "Good, thanks. And you?" She smiled. "Good, not too busy for a Monday." I wiped away a sneaky tear that had managed to slide down my cheek. "Oh, that's good." The credit card burning a hole in my palm. "Would you like your receipt?" the young melodic voice inquired. "No, thank you." I removed all eye contact to avoid any further conversation. As I packed the car, shaking violently, suddenly I heard a voice behind me. "Katie!" It was someone I knew. Oh God, please no. "Katie, how are you?" A friend I hadn't seen since lockdown was enthusiastically running over for a cuddle. I took a step back, and she froze. Her brown eyes darted side to side as she asked again, "How are you?" She tried to keep up her enthusiasm, but she knew something was off. All I could manage was, yeah, I'm okay. I had a head injury in lockdown." Then moments of uncomfortable silence as she waited for me to continue. Becoming quiet, I just stared at her. I didn't have the social graces to ask how she was, her family, or any normal interaction. I went totally blank. She smiled with a wince. "Oh, that's no good," and waited for more information. But there was no thought in my brain at all apart from, I need to get out of here now. She looked uncomfortably at her watch and said, "Oh, okay, well, I'd better go. Kids are waiting for me. Take care, I'll see you soon." Sitting down in the safety of my car, I started to sob. My body broke apart. My good feeling about the new glasses crumbled, along with my rehab work and generally feeling better. My everything broke apart. I was a brain cabbage. And I couldn't cope back in the real world. I couldn't even talk to people like a normal human. As I drove home, the road view became misty as the new glasses fogged up till I could hardly see. I wanted to die. The person who I was had gone. I'd been trying so hard to get better and I wasn't. I fantasized about a passing truck taking me out of my misery. Arriving home, I literally fell out of the driver's door. My husband ran to pick me up as my body convulsed with tears, his strong arms wrapped around me. Babes, what happened? What happened?" I closed my puffy eyes in pain. "I just can't do it anymore. It's all broken. He led me upstairs to bed and shut the curtains, which would be his signature move for the duration of my brain injury. Have a sleep and you'll feel better soon. I'll keep the kids out. My pillow was wet by the time I drifted into slumber. How could everyone keep loving me when I was as damaged and horrible? Tools. The supermarket and shopping. With a head injury, your sensitivity to noise and light may be heightened. The people, the colour, the lights, the noise are all a massive overload for a scribbled brain. If you can't get someone to do the shopping for you, then here are some suggestions. Use an online shopping platform. Do only a small list so your time in the environment is limited. Wear a cap, clear, silicone earbuds, sunglasses or tinted glasses. Use Google review function that shows the quietest times to shop. And some supermarkets do have a sensory hour where the lights are turned off or down. Reigning in control. I knew at a deep level that I was currently so different from who I was. The ability to make small talk had been deleted, and I felt safe only with my immediate circle. As friends came out to visit over the next 2 weeks, I found my brain scrambling for the nearest fire exit. Yet underneath it all, focusing on my why, I was determined not to be a victim. I'd had months of rubbing the strings on my mini violin. Determined to beat the brain injury, I designated myself back onto school pickup and fired all of my help. I took back the cleaning, the cooking, the children. I felt convinced that if I did more, I would get stronger. I was assessed by a neuropsychiatrist who noted my boom-bust mentality. I guess I was in the boom phase, because the moment I started to feel like a victim, I started to get angry and do more. The neuropsychiatrist predicted I would be healed by December 2020, 5 months away. But I thought, I'll show him, and dug my heels into the ground for faster success. I raced around the house cleaning, exercised more, did more with the kids, and did more rehab. The therapists would show up and I would exclaim how good I was feeling. But behind the scenes, my mental health was on a militant slide to turmoil. My husband became the piñata. The more I did, the more I would call him lazy. The more I yelled at him, the less he wanted to be home, so the less he was home. And the more I would moan to my friend who was still living with us or my parents who visited weekly. Oh, I was booming and mentally busting. I was becoming toxic, and my relationship with my friend became an opportunity to deepen the rift in my marriage. Everything seemed to be my husband's fault. The reason for my life being torn apart, why I'd lost my job, why I couldn't manage my life. Not COVID-19 destroying our tourism business, nor the fact that a major head knock had turned my brain sideways, nor anything else, just the husband's fault. He wasn't the only wounded soldier in my path. I was even getting angry at my friend who was staying. Her music was too loud. I couldn't listen to her day without getting frustrated. My parents would get their heads bitten off when they commented, "You look tired." Ooh, I was out for blood, and whoever stepped into my path was down for a massacre. "I don't need you. You haven't helped me at all." What a joke. "I'm going to do it all myself." Boom. The pot was on the boil. Tools. Boom to bust in mental health. The highs and lows of mental health are deeply connected to our basic health. When we feel good, we do more. When we feel low, we do less. It is natural to want to expand during times of success. Yet with a brain injury, we are working with faulty electrical parts, and the boom phase can deplete us very quickly, leading to a bust. On the good days, there may be a tendency to not do the rehab exercises, avoid rests, skip meals, and do a lot more than you normally would. What I experienced was that after a boom day, I would be stuck back in bed for 2 days in pain. All the mental health symptoms of anxiety, anger, and depression would quickly implode. Planning and pacing, even on the good days, is best practice for rehabilitating fully. On the good days, ensure you eat well, exercise, and rest. These become non-negotiables even as your brain heals. The rest periods will decrease, yet adding in moments like quiet meditation will be a lifetime panacea for the brain. Tool: watch out for piñata syndrome. During your recovery, it is easy to blame those around you for not understanding the journey. The truth of the matter is that nobody knows how it feels to live through your experience unless they have been there themselves. Yet, it is also not their fault, my friend. Blaming others will only create anger or hurt, which is damaging to your brain. Negative thoughts and speech will only drive people away from you. A gift which may help is to consciously notice what the people in your life are doing for you. Take note of who is trying to help you and say thank you more. Gratitude is a superpower for mental health. Tool: your brain is like a GPS system. Have you ever wanted something and suddenly you notice it everywhere? This is because of the reticular activating system, RAS, in your brain, which helps filter out irrelevant or unimportant stimuli and directs your focus towards things that matter. It's what allows you to concentrate on a specific task or conversation while tuning out background noise. Just like a camera, what you focus on imprints a pattern in your brain. This can be thoughts, words, emotions, or events. It is so important for you to be aware of this. If you constantly look for the negative, your brain will look for more evidence. If you repeat a negative thought about yourself or someone else, you will manifest behavior that validates your beliefs, and this has been scientifically proven with brain scans. Dr. Amen has shown the power of both gratitude and negativity through SPECT scans. Gratitude radiates beauty into the brain, while negativity causes a lack of blood flow. When you are going through your brain injury, the power of your thoughts and words should not be underrated. Your language towards yourself, the outside world, and those you care for need to be cleaned up. This ties back into what you are inputting into your brain in the forms of television, social media, and the conversations you have with others. A useful tool is to put your thoughts and speech through 3 filters. Is this true? Is this useful? Is this kind? When you start appreciating the small things in yourself and others, your brain will respond positively. A major win for mental health. Thank you for listening to Growth in the Dirt, Chapter 9, Part 1. My book is now available on Amazon in paperback and in Kindle, and I really hope that it helps you and those you love in some way. Keep shining.